back air from Game & Watch, which is just super, super good at stopping a lot of these approaches. So much range with these moves. Not to mention the fact that Game & Watch can kind of just string these nairs into up airs and then force Jukain to try and come back with a floaty character like Peach and Daisy. So it's a lot of conditioning, and Glutamate definitely has the so. Jukain, I want to see what he does against that patient gameplay. I played him before. I think he definitely does struggle with a lot of projectiles being thrown at him, but thankfully, Game & Watch doesn't have a lot. The most that he has is Bacon, but even then, we're mostly going to see that off stage on ledge when Jukain is trying to recover. Again, the sword could also be out as well, but I definitely think the Game & Watch is the safer option here for Glutamate.
I totally agree with you there, and I would be surprised if we didn't see the Game & Watch here, but Peach Game & Watch is such an intriguing matchup. It really could go either way. You play to win, as you said. 7-10, you play to win. I wouldn't be surprised if Glutamate makes an upset here. I wouldn't at all. But you play to win, and as you said, anybody could really utilize their strengths effectively. But right now, just Hollow Bastion is the pick, and let's see what these guys can do.
Yeah, solid option from Jukain. I've seen him, bring me to here a bunch of times, and I think he wants that space on stage, but not to mention that center platform is just really good for movement. Doesn't allow for a lot of players to be able to to juggle, to be able to shark. But Glutamate already sending Jukain off stage. I want to see how he does, and when Jukain's in disadvantage, how much can he do? How much damage can he rack up when Jukain's off stage, when he gets hit? But right now, Glutamate actually gifting Jukain options to come back onto stage. Glutamate able to recover with the up B. The forward air not coming out to punish that up B. Glutamate struggling a little bit. Finally does have stage control. But Jukain playing this super well, using floats, using this move like you mentioned before, especially with that center platform. Just try and evade all of Glutamate's options. Goes for the down air, doesn't kill. But Jukain really close to taking the stock and looking keen to as well. But Glutamate, it's a back and forth between both these guys. They're scrapping beyond both.
Yeah, absolutely. And, almost taking that with the forward tilt. 150 to 119. The down air coming out from Glutamate. But this get up attack getting Jukain back in a great position, especially on center stage. And, right now, both of these players just going back and forth. But the back air, not going to take a great DI once again from Jukain.
Oh,
and unfortunately, miss input, going for that side B instead of the up B, and that will cost him the stock. But Jukain takes it right back, and we are right back at even once again.
And kind of just the story of this match, where both these guys are pretty evenly matched for that matter. Jukain now understanding that he might have to play a little bit slowly, but once he finds an opening, he's going to make the most out of it. 41% off of a cute little conversion with that turn up. And now that he has the lead, understands the glue approach. Trying to approach with these nairs, but to no avail. I like that Jukain isn't playing towards Glutamate's shield, right? A lot of players, what they'll do against Game & Watch is they'll try to approach, they'll try to go for dash grabs, try and be able to poke that shield, but it's just not worth it because of up B. And so Jukain understanding that, able to play a little bit more safe, able to play a little bit more back, waiting for Glutamate to approach. That dash attack is just a really good burst off. Jukain doing very well to keep Glutamate away and not get this damage on.
Yeah, absolutely. But the response from Glutamate is definitely effective, at least for some points. But Jukain really just utilizing the turn-ups exceptionally well, and these air dodges as well, avoiding these up airs. Just actually, basically all the aerials that Glutamate throws out, Jukain does a great job of just avoiding them. As I say that,
gets
hit with 3 up airs, but for the most part, I mean, they've been doing a good job. But right now, they're getting juggled, and we are right back to even again. 120. Oh, he could have found an up air potentially, but trying to get back at least to center now. Oh, the bomb being pulled out, throwing it up in the air, and really couldn't utilize that one. But right now, it's 121 to 137. The dash attack coming out, not going to take that stock quite yet. Going through the turnip with the up B, you can do that. And just trying to find this sort of stock coming in. And, both these players are playing extremely safe. Now the backer coming in as well.
Yeah, no, and it's tough for Peach in this position because while she does have, the power to be able to kill, a lot of it comes down to maybe getting confirmed, maybe trying to get a straight hit. But again, Game Watch has a lot of range. That back air and that down air, a lot of really fast moves, gets that back throw off. They're gonna send Jukain off stage once again. How do you land into the nair and off into the blast zone? Jukain gonna be down to their last stock despite putting on a show in that second stock on Glutamate. It's just, again, defensive awareness from Glutamate. Not gonna be able to help him there. Gets hit with that nair trying to jump back. And again, we're back to 0% for.
Yeah, and right now, Jukain using this turn up and making Glutamate kind of afraid because you gotta force an air dodge, which happens there, and just these float cancels just throwing Glutamate, at least for some parts, a little bit uncomfortable positions. But here comes Jukain, so much damage on the board, 99, and Jukain hasn't even taken, well, as I say that, Jukain takes 5%, but a 95% difference, 110% difference now. And this is looking like Jukain could be running away with it unless Glutamate finds their opening that they need.
Yeah, and keep an eye on that clock. It's ticking down. We're under 2 minutes. And Glutamate find the kill there. Doesn't get the hit on that up B, that side B. Peach Bomber gonna be able to allow Jukain to come back. But we're going down to 100 seconds right now. Jukain can definitely time out Glutamate if he's playing carefully. If he doesn't let Glutamate get these back airs off, gets a confirm off, or, any hit off for that matter. Trying to see that Jukain's actually trying to play the slow and patient game, waiting for Glutamate to make a mistake, maybe get like a forward air or back air of some sort.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so much aggression coming in from Jukain, trying to find their opening. But meanwhile, Glutamate, these up airs coming in, back air as well. We got a minute on the clock coming out the forward air.
Okay.
Not going to take it right yet, but 116 to 132. The up smash takes the stock, and the game goes to Glutamate.
And we saw that from that second stock. The exact same scenario where Jukain piles up this lead on Glutamate. But then Jukain plays it a little bit too safe and then just lets Glutamate run away with these juggles, runs away with all this percentage. And Glutamate making the most out of that side B, understood that Jukain didn't have a jump there. And it was like, all right, do I go low and potentially get hit with Bacon, or do I try and go up high? Maybe he doesn't expect it, but Glutamate covered a lot of different options there with that forward air. And once he got that forward air off and saw Jukain maybe want to use side B on the bomb to recover, Glutamate gets the up smash and already up 1-0 and starting off the second game pretty strong with that nair, that forward air as well to bring him to 35%.
And what a great start from Glutamate, getting more percentage as well. 47 on the board, 64. What a great start. Meanwhile, the response from Jukain, getting some percent on the board as well. Here comes a down throw and a back air, keeping Glutamate off stage. But this forward air from Glutamate and the up B, taking Jukain off of their feet and trying to figure out what they can do about it.
Yeah, it's not looking too hot for Jukain right now. Just needs to find a potential confirm, and there you go. Gets the turn up into the forward air. Back to even percentages, but gets hit with that down air, sent off up stage into disadvantage once again. And Glutamate's ability to get this damage and disadvantage has been so good, and this juggling as well. Jukain really hasn't been able to come back on the stage comfortably, and when he does, he's already put on like 80% onto his name. So it's really risky the way that Jukain plays, but not much you can do when you're up against Game & Watch, looking for that down smash into potentially sweet spot forward smash. Able to live that with the air dodge. Glutamate unable to tech there with that turn up and gonna lose that first stock.
Yeah, but here comes the up airs from Glutamate and has the turn up in hand, but lost it. But now he's off stage. 20. All these down airs at ledge are so good for Peach. And blocking out that forward air as well, taking the bomb out of the equation. And just so much ledge pressure now. Jukain just putting on the pressure, but, you know, Glutamate not letting that phase them necessarily. They are trying to find any sort of damage or advantage at this point. But Jukain is continuing to put on that pressure.
Trying to go for these full cancels. Actually gets the jab to mix up his options. Trying to go for that back air. Doesn't get much off of it, but the forward are going to take that stock finally from Glutamate. Or sorry, from Jukain. Because Glutamate already has 100% on him. Trying to come back on the stage. Gets hit with the float cancel mix up into that back air. And that's it for Jukain's second stock. Jukain up an entire stock for that matter, and only goes up higher as 35% is already on, pressuring with up air, gets the down air, 56%. Could we see a 0 to death from Jukain?
Well, there goes that 0 to death opportunity, but Jukain still putting on this pressure with the turnip and this down air off stage. Really good job at. Oh, here's the forward smash. Good DI again from Glutamate.
Yeah, survivability has been a really strong suit from Glutamate. You're not going to survive that back throw. And it's going to be game 3 for the first time in our Jinja.
Yes, and it will be very, very interesting what both of these players decide to do, especially the stage pick is going to matter so much with this set. Being this situation right now, I gotta think that Glutamate probably wants to go to a bigger stage potentially, because I don't know if it worked out for him that well in that matchup. But I wouldn't be surprised if he just says, hey, we'll run it back to Hollow Bastion again. You know, it could be good for them as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, Hollow Bastion is a stage where on the ground, it's like, it's I think the same size as Battlefield and Small Battlefield, FD for that matter, but the blast zones are much smaller, so Jukain can definitely kills early. And now we're going to Town and City. Interesting. I like that counter pick from Glutamate because you can be able to kill off the side early. But same could be said for Peach. I mean, both these characters can kill off the side early. I don't think this benefits any of them when it comes to killing from above, but Glutamate maybe trying to utilize those side platforms to be able to camp, to be able to play a little bit more patiently. Because that's exactly what Glutamate needs to do. He needs to dictate the pace, but you can't do that when Stitch is out. Unfortunately, going to throw that Stitch away, Jukain, but not much you could do there.
You know, unfortunately, the up B coming out and really canceling the Stitch's effect. But, as I said, bigger stage, and here in Town and City, I mean, both these guys are utilizing the big stage in a big way, and just trying to find that sort of opening. And it's a lot better on a bigger stage in terms if you want like a significant opening without really pushing it. But here comes the down throw to back here. Simple Peach grab combo. But just 84 on the board for Glutamate already. It's just not where they need to be. But getting some percent right there.
And pushing Jukain off to the side as well, which is exactly what Glutamate wants. He doesn't want to give Jukain the center stage control. Unfortunately, going to gift it there. But now, both of them just playing neutral. Both of them just trying to find their way to push advantage on each other. And once one of them gets a hit off, it's going to be a lot of damage. Glutamate not finding there on that platform, looking to be able to potentially juggle with these up airs. Doesn't get it once again. And Glutamate getting hit with that back air. Not looking too hard for Glutamate, especially if he loses the stock right now. Good Z-drop up air from Jukain, able to grab the turnip again in this movement. All this tech coming up from Jukain has been overwhelming Glutamate, and it shows.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, getting 144 on the board, getting that forward air as well. This is going to be really important for Glutamate. These up airs did work for a time, but another up B. I think Jukain was looking for something, but they couldn't find what they needed. This down air almost taking it, but good DI from Glutamate. And right now, 111 to 156. This forward air coming out and taking Jukain off stage. That get up attack is big, at least for stage positioning wise. But the backer coming out, not sending Jukain very far, but who will find that opening, at least to take this first stock? We have 2 minutes on the board, and we are still even at 3.
Yeah, and I can kind of see this respect from Glutamate, trying to go for these down airs. Of course, gets hit with the nair, but just drifting away, afraid that Jukain can find an opening with, one hit and just get a huge combo off. He doesn't want to attack on 40% or even die for them. Now that you're at a deficit, you got to find a way to kill Jukain on this ledge. Finds it there with the forward air. And Jukain, playing a little bit too safe, was like, okay, maybe I can get a turnip. Nope, Glutamate throwing out that bomb. I'm going to take that stock and back to even between both these guys. Very shades of game number 1 this set.
Yeah, and both players are respecting each other exceptionally well. Utilizing the space of this big stage, here comes Glutamate with these up airs, excuse me. Just trying to find some damage. Gets 48 on the board. Trying to find a little bit more for comfort's sake. But right now, this grab back throw coming out 61. And, right now just trying to keep Jukain in this disadvantaged position. They're really doing a good job of that.
Yeah, I mean, Jukain not looking too hot right now. Glutamate making sure he gets the most out of advantage. Jukain trying to land, gets hit with that back air. Glutamate's doing a good job at catching Jukain every single time he tries to get onto a platform. That forward air gonna solidify that second stock. Not looking too hot for Jukain. Now he needs to approach. Now he needs to find an opening. And Glutamate able to play in that shield. Gets that up B off 56%. Jukain, how do you come back? Bacon gonna apply a lot of pressure. That down tilt actually beating out that, or trading, clanking for that matter, with that down smash. And Glutamate now in such a comfortable position. Now he's gonna play great. Now he's trying to catch Jukain, trying to find these kills, trying to find damage. Hasn't been able to find an opening yet. And Glutamate playing so well in that shield, forcing Jukain to approach. And now Jukain's panicking. Jukain's like, what can I do? Now I'm at 73%. I need to find this kill potentially. But you put yourself in a position where you can get hit with up smash. You put yourself in a position where you can get hit with all these aerials. Jukain struggling very hard right now to find this opening. Glutamate's like, all right, I could slow this game down as much as possible. There's 2 minutes on the clock. I will bring this to time if necessary.
I wouldn't be surprised if we... Oh, the bomb being pulled out again!
No.
Unfortunately, throws it away. But meanwhile, both these players trying to find their one hit that they need. And Jukain needs it more than Glutamate because they are down a stock currently. But this pressure from Glutamate, just so much at this point. The bomb coming out, not really doing much there, but the down air gonna keep Jukain alive for now. But going through the down smash there, but the back air will beat it out. And here comes these turnips. Glutamate makes it back on stage.
Looking for that back air again. We're down to 90 seconds. If Jukain can't find the stock, I think Glutamate will find a way to time him out, maybe get this kill, but the down air not going to kill just yet. Can Glutamate hold on and find a win, or can Jukain somehow claw his way back? Only time will tell, but there's not enough of it.
Yeah, there definitely is not enough time. Looking for that up smash, but Jukain does take Glutamate's stock, and I would have waited a little bit longer if I was Glutamate, I'm going to be honest, because you got a minute on the clock, and it keeps counting down. If you are Jukain, you got to find your combo, and you got to find it now. But Jukain really not trying to play overly aggressive either, because they are at 149. And there's the neutral air coming out, trying to find it. Oh, the counter, but unfortunately, the counter comes out too late, and Glutamate takes it over Jukain.
Yeah, and a very, very, very important game from Glutamate. Showing his patience, showing that he's able to play the slow game, forcing Jukain to approach. And amazing stuff from Jukain. Don't get me wrong. That second game was great. That first game was, honestly a very, very close match. But once Glutamate got that lead and saw the time that was left, I mean, you said it before. There was 2 minutes down, already gone from the clock, and we were still at 3 stocks. At some point, whoever had the lead was just going to be able to win, and that's exactly what Glutamate did. Jukain played exceptionally well with what he had. Knew that turnips, while a very good tool, you gotta watch out for bucket. You gotta watch out for regrabs and those turnips being played against you, or being used against you. Glutamate played very well on Town and City, a solid stage. Again, circle camping Jukain as much as possible. And both these guys, while they aren't as mobile as a lot of characters in the cast, has that floaty nature, has to play safe as well. Like you said, Jukain was playing a lot safer because he knew that he needed to find one hit to be able to kill. And Glutamate doing such a good job at running that clock down, just finding these kills early as well, and forcing Jukain on these platforms again, just catching these landings every single time. And the moment that he got that forward arrow, there's a high chance that Glutamate just wins because of that early kill.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really too much for Jukain to really deal with all the options that Game & Watch had. The up airs, they just came out and they were a problem for Jukain. It was very clear that they were a problem. They couldn't really navigate around it as well as they wanted to, and
I'll let you know when to start.
That was quite unique in that situation.
Yeah, it was definitely an obstacle course for both of these guys. I mean, they had to evade so many different, projectiles, so many different options coming out from both of these players. But Glutamate able to solidify his spot in the next round where he plays Luigi Kid 64. So that's going to be a fun matchup that we're going to see. Unfortunately, we're not going to see it because Winners Quarterfinals is running